of the good doctor, but I need some medical legal assistance, so I brought in the legal eagle.
I wish I could say I'm happy to be here, but I am terrified of what we're about to watch.
That's what makes it fun. Beep-whoop, whoop-beep.
She's smart, she's tough, she'll fight for you. I've been impressed with her every time.
How many times have you been sued?
Twice, just twice. But when you run a hospital, it's good to know a good lawyer.
That's pretty much true. I'm sure you have been around hospitals and doctors who have been sued for better or for worse.
Not really. I've heard of stories, because that's what we have, anecdotes of people being sued. Oh, make sure that if someone comes in with testicular pain, you get them an ultrasound stat to rule out testicular torsion, because I know someone that was sued for it. I don't know why. Balls come into my head.
I think if you haven't been sued, you're not doctoring hard enough.
Oh, so I need to doctor harder?
Yeah, it's like first serve in tennis. You don't want to serve 100%. You want some of them to...
Oh my God, okay, so I gotta do better.
I am Dr. Sean Murphy of San Jose St. Bonaventure Hospital, your client.
Yes, Aaron has told me a lot about you. Congratulations on
Is
all
this
you...
billable time?
It is, but it will be paid for by your insurance company, and I have good news.
Is everything billable? Like if you say hello, is it billable?
It depends on the lawyer. So we bill in 1/10 of an hour increments.
So you bill 6 minutes at a time?
Every 6 minutes.
This is gonna be an expensive reactivity.
Right now, we are at 0.1 of an hour in doing this reaction.
Okay.
You're probably not gonna bill the time in the lobby, but if you, as a client, email your lawyer, let's say the lawyer reads your email and just says, yes, 0.1 of an hour.
No way. So just reflexively, because they read the email.
Often, yeah.
God, I went into the wrong field.
$300,000 that will be paid by your malpractice insurance. All you have to do is sign some documents and agree to a 6-month supervisory period.
We know so far that this attorney is being paid for by insurance.
Right.
That's one of the best things that your insurance provides is they provide an attorney often. It depends on the insurance. Read your riders and your coverage.
Isn't there also like a little checkbox that I can check as a physician to say, allow them to auto settle on my behalf?
If they're going to settle, they need to ask you first.
Right.
Often.
Aren't there some that come and they say we can auto settle for you?
Yeah, you want the optionality to
Sure.
be able to say, yes, you can settle, no, you can settle. It often creates conflicts between the insurance company and their lawyer, who they have hired, and the client.
Yeah, because it financially might be in their best interest to settle as opposed to defending you.
Right.
But if you truly did nothing wrong and you don't want that on your record, you want the defense.
Right, exactly. There is a long history of conflicts between insurance companies and their clients when it comes to legal representation. If there's a conflict between the insurance company and the client, often you will get what's called cumus counsel, which is another law firm that represents the client, paid for by the insurance company, to make sure that the insurance company's lawyers do what the client wants.
Wow, so you need lawyers on lawyers on lawyers.
Of course. That's why it's great to practice.
It's like
in California.
it's lawyer inception happening at scale. I love it.
You can still practice medicine, it just means another doctor would have to sign off on all your decisions.
That is not good news.
Usually doctor supervision is done by the California Medical Board. That's not a thing that a private litigant would put into a settlement. Private litigant doesn't care, they want money.
Yeah.
They want compensation.
So, Park, Morgan, it could be anyone you trust, could be me.
I have worked very hard to be an attending to prove that I don't need anyone's approval to do what I think should be done, which is often different from what Dr. Park or Morgan or you think should be done.
The thing that's going to be relevant is what is the normal standard of care that a doctor would provide.
Sure.
If he went outside of the bounds of what a normal physician would have done under the circumstances, then he might be liable for medical malpractice. So I think that is going to be the crucial question throughout this episode. Did he apply the reasonable standard of care?
What if he says no?
We go to trial.
And if he loses at trial?
The money will still be paid by the insurance company, but the bigger issue is that a report and the court's decision will be sent to the California Medical Board, and they will make a decision about whether you have a future as a doctor.
I think there's a lot of things that are wrong.
Okay.
I think in California, if you settle a medical malpractice claim, you still have to report that to the medical board.
Okay.
Number two, those are two completely separate things. You can win or lose in trial, and the California Medical Board, which has a different standard of review, might pull your license as a doctor or have, supervision for a period of time. So I don't think he should be that worried about it. And also, whatever happens in the settlement is somewhat unrelated to his license. So
Yeah,
it's weird that this lawyer is talking about that.
It seems like they're confuddling a lot of issues.
Yes.
I'll settle.
That's how they scare us.
And sometimes settling can be the right decision.
Right.
You're Dr. Sean Murphy, Miss Stewart's 10 a.m.?
Yes, hello.
My name is Joni DeGroot. I'm curious about cancer patients whose exposure came from formaldehyde in pressed wood office furniture. Have you had a case like that?
No, nor have I read about that.
I don't understand. She's coming to him for medical advice as like an expert witness?
I guess about something completely unrelated to medical malpractice.
And I love that it's chemical based because in California with Prop 65, they
yeah.
have it on everything and anything. I think I just got some freeze dried dog snacks and they were made in California and it says made with potentially carcinogenic chemicals. I'm like, but this is a dog food.
Yeah, when you stay in a hotel room in California,
Yeah.
there's a Prop 65 warning in the closet.
I feel like when the alarm is always on, it's no longer an alarm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so-
That's a huge problem.
It's not for a case. It's...
Oh, it's not?
Thank you. Thank you.
If it's not for a case, why are you talking about it?
Ms. Stewart, to review my update on Carter v. Willis before finalizing your NDA, the Idaho District Court made the stare decisis vulnerable.
The Idaho Supreme Court made the stare decisis vulnerable is nonsense. That is legal Mad Libs.
It's just saying medical
it's
words.
just-
This is
I don't
literally
know.
what every health influencer does. They say science words and then
Yeah.
they go, so you should buy my product. And I go, no, you just made up some terminology.
Do a genetic methylation test. Get 5 specific genes looked at. MTHFR, MTRR, MTR, AHCY, and COMT. $600 to do it through me.
Are you working on my case?
I'm not officially on your case, but I read the file. It was amazing how you created arterial clamps out of pieces of an aluminum can.
Yes. Why is everything covered in plastic?
Okay?
Can you make arterial clamps out of an aluminum can?
I mean, it's like, can you create a shovel out of a metal stool? I guess you can, but like, what does that have to do with anything?
They're getting ready to paint.
I thought it was because of your obsessive compulsive disorder.
We don't like making diagnoses from just observing one moment in a patient's life. Certain individuals will have different actions, thoughts, behaviors in different scenarios. I could see why he jumped to that conclusion. There was some repetitive motions that she was doing, which could be a sign that she has some compulsions, but you need to see more and ask more and have a conversation for longer than 3 seconds.
Did you choose this instead of sharing an office?
It's not a closet, it's an
It is
office.
very small, even smaller than my closet.
This is all I need. I don't meet with clients and it's very private, so I'm not disturbed while I'm doing my research.
Or your rituals. Nice to meet you, Joni DeGroot.
You're settling your case?
Yes.
Are random lawyers in a law firm allowed to look at your case, or is there some kind of HIPAA version for lawyers?
There's nothing that would officially prohibit it. Once the law firm has taken a case, generally speaking, all of those lawyers are bound by the same sort of ethical obligations and responsibilities. It's just not something that would really happen in real life because we don't have time to
So just
do random
haphazardly
stuff.
look at other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Your settlement includes a supervisory period.
Yes, 6 months.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Well, you're the lawyer. You tell him.
You should be punished for saving a man's life.
But he's not being punished. It's potentially compensation for someone that had something terrible happen to them.
Right.
Joni, I'm with a client.
No, she is. Joni is my lawyer now. She will be representing me at trial.
But you don't even know if you're going to trial.
What experience does she have? Trial might happen in 5 years from now. The California courts are incredibly backed up. They're not going to trial tomorrow.
The night of the accident, you were coming from where?
I was giving Sean a lift home. We had grabbed dinner together after work.
Did either of you have alcohol with dinner?
I had a beer, and Sean didn't.
Joni.
Because of the success of this show, I think what they were trying to do was create a lawyer spin-off where she had OCD and she was going to be the Dr. Murphy equivalent, but in law.
OCD is a pretty broad spectrum condition, so people will experience it differently. Generally speaking, OCD means someone has obsessions, so repetitive thoughts, urges, wanting to perform a specific task, and then that task becomes the compulsion. And if you don't do those things, there's some kind of fear, usually irrational, of something bad happening, major anxiety happening, perhaps a panic disorder. There's some people who don't actually have insight while having OCD, meaning that they're not aware that this is an irrational condition. And that is oftentimes confused with psychosis, which it's not, and it needs to be really carefully teased out, which is, I don't know how he's doing in a matter of seconds by just chatting with her, so.
Yeah.
Tap 3 times or bad things will happen.
Your shift that day, how long was it? Did you or Dr. Murphy have any difficult surgeries?
Well, nothing unusual. I had an appendectomy, 22-year-old patient, no issues.
Tap 3 times or bad things will happen.
Her having that thought in her mind is the obsession portion of OCD. Pervasive, obsessive, constantly repetitive thought of something bad happening is pretty hallmark of an obsession. And not everyone who has OCD necessarily has obsessions and compulsions. Some may just have obsessions.
Joni, I'm sure you have more questions for Dr. Park.
You and Dr. Murphy left the restaurant around what time?
A little after 10:30 p.m.
It's not crazy to interview Park under these circumstances.
But not while the main client is there.
Well, you wouldn't want to interview the main client with someone who is solely a witness present, because then you have waived the privilege associated with that.
Got it.
Unless
he's also named in the lawsuit.
Unless he's also named in the lawsuit, in which case there would be a joint defense privilege or common interest privilege to be able to share things among the various defendants.
Got it.
We were on Hellier, coming through the wooded section of the park. Between the lane and the turns, I was driving pretty slowly. Good thing, there was a car in the road.
Is this not Good Samaritan
This
law?
is 100% good. Well, assuming something bad happens here, my mind is also thinking they're not in a hospital, they're not on duty, they are Good Samaritans coming upon an accident.
Does Good Samaritan still apply if someone has a medical license?
It does. Health and Safety Code 1799.102A. No person who in good faith and not for compensation renders emergency medical or non-medical care at the scene of an emergency shall be liable for any civil damages resulting from any act or omission. The scene of an emergency shall not include emergency departments and other places where medical care is usually offered. This subdivision only applies to the medical, law enforcement, and emergency personnel specified in this chapter.
I'm a doctor. My name is Alex Park. I need to examine.
Where's
I need you to hold still. Scalp laceration.
I mean, the fact that they're doing a little exam before actively securing the scene is a bit of a misstep, because you don't know if this thing is about to light on fire, explode. You don't know if she's being actively crushed, and you're like checking out whether or not she has a scalp laceration. It's a little bit premature for what you actually need to figure out, which is the scene safe? Is the person stable before making accessory diagnoses like scalp laceration?
Was there anyone else in the car?
Yes, my brother Bob. He was just driving.
Hello?
So if he's not there, that likely means he was ejected from the vehicle. And
So he probably wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
possible, or seatbelt failed, you know, what have you. So they need to go venture out, look for him.
He was thrown out.
Here already, there's a big mistake, and it's obviously not a legal mistake, but medically, there's no real care that they can give to this woman that replaces calling 911. Ultimately, the safe place for her to be is with EMTs first, and then transferred to a hospital in case she needs some urgent procedure. And here they're just wasting time prolonging that. So first thing I would have done is see the accident, one of you call 911 while the other attends care. See, all time spent when the ambulance could have been on the way.
But they're good doctors.
Well, one is a good doctor.
I found Bob! He is bleeding from his radial artery.
Well, what is the radial artery?
Artery that supplies the radial portion of the arm. It's not the brachial artery where brachial artery is losing blood in 30 seconds, you're gone.
Aha.
Yeah, so it's not that bad, but it's bad.
Okay, so he applied a tourniquet, right? That's what the branch with the cloth was?
Yeah, so in a situation like that, most people, and this is something that we were inaccurately taught back in our med school days, where, oh, you take a shirt sleeve and you just tie it and you go like this and that'll be enough pressure to stop an arterial bleed. It's not. So you actually need to create some sort of ratcheting mechanism. You could obviously use a really strong branch for this. There are commercial grade tourniquets that create this type of a ratchet. And again, it's all about cutting off arterial arterial blood flow, because if you don't cut off arterial blood flow, which is hard to close off because arteries are a little bit more muscular than veins, you're still going to be bleeding. So you need that ratchet. It's uncomfortable. It's very painful, but it saves your life.
Okay, Bob.
Where did he get that board from?
I don't know. This is actually something that I've gotten wrong before. In one of the reactions, I was talking about using a backboard for stabilizing a patient. Now we're trying to decrease the use of backboards in our EMT care or pre-hospital care because we found that they can potentially increase some rates of hospital-based injury from people laying on them too long, getting pressure ulcers. The immobilization can cause other issues in the body. C-spine collars and immobilizing the cervical spine through a collar is doable, but a backboard is not necessarily mandatory in every single case.
Where'd he get the rope from?
I don't know.
That's wrong.
So not only did he move this person who's completely immobilized, put him on a board, but then he had to lift him and the board up to get this rope around.
Somehow is super strong as well. A
Yeah,
lot of
this guy's
superpowers.
like 200 pounds, it looks like.
Wait, what?
You didn't bring him that way.
How would you know?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, is this like a scene recreation?
Well, or it's like magical realism where they're imagining in their mind's eye.
Okay.
You couldn't have. There was a log there.
How does she know about the log?
How do you know about the log? Is she telepathic too?
Oh, she has seen photographs.
You're telling me that from a still photograph, she's able to say, no, you didn't actually.
yeah, exactly.
Most people's brains prioritize details, weed out what seems unimportant. My brain doesn't.
Why does it matter what route Sean took out of the woods? The case
It
is
matters because if that way was blocked, I must have taken him this way.
But now if she's guiding him what to say, is that really what happened?
Well, the bigger problem, I think, is that she has proven that his recollection is false in front of a third party and waived attorney-client privilege to this third party. If that doctor, who is a precipient witness and also may be at fault here, if he is deposed by the other side, he has to disclose if asked. I remember
him saying this.
Dr. Murphy saying his recollection was imperfect and false.
Does Good Samaritan apply if you're inebriated?
I can imagine a world where you have made the call to 911. This is not that world.
Yeah.
But let's imagine that he's waiting.
He sees that there's massive bleeding, he puts the tourniquet
and
on.
there's no pulse or something. That really seconds matter.
Yeah.
And yes, he is above the limit, but he would testify that he is able to, under those circumstances, render reasonable care. I could buy that argument.
I would have had to angle the spinal board, which could have caused neurological injury, which could mean my neuro exam was off, which could mean I didn't need to amputate his hand.
What?
Wait, did we miss that he amputated a hand? Sam, did he amputate the hand in front of us?
Not yet.
Tell me about your decision to amputate the plaintiff's hand.
Yes, that's a good question.
I think the only right answer to this question is he was in the forest for weeks, gangrene has set in, and there's no hospital for 150 miles.
His breathing became labored, and his pulse was thready.
Okay, his breathing became labored and his pulse became thready, which signals to me he's losing blood, he's becoming hypotensive, he's probably going into cardiogenic shock. Nothing is surprising about what he's saying. And I just don't know how you get to the hand amputation from there.
Yeah, the standard of care is not if you're having trouble breathing, just lop off
the hand. Nope.
His hand was irreversibly damaged from lack of blood flow. It was leaking toxins that would stop his heart before he reached the hospital.
Wait.
What?
How do you create toxins in the hand?
Okay, so the reperfusion injury is when tissue dies, it leaks all sorts of inflammatory markers that create massive inflammatory response, edema, swelling. Then once you get reperfusion, now all of those inflammatory markers are getting spread out through the entire organ, and you start getting massive inflammation in the entire region. You start getting electrolyte imbalances throughout your system, and it starts impacting you entirely. But A, that takes time. B, the tourniquet is preventing that from happening.
It's preventing blood from getting to your hand and also coming back.
If he wanted to stop reperfusion injury, all you have to do is apply the tourniquet in any even if you did it the shitty way, it would have stopped reperfusion injury.
I need to amputate his hand.
The ambulance is 2 minutes away.
But Ambulances do not carry amputation kits.
I mean, I'm just happy they called an ambulance.
Yeah.
I don't know why they know that an ambulance is 2 minutes away.
Well, yeah, if you know it's 2 minutes away, why are you amputating? I literally can't imagine a reason for on-the-field amputation. Is he... I can't see what he's doing. Is he cutting it off?
I removed the hand. We traveled safely to the hospital.
But if you didn't remove the hand, you would have also traveled.
Yeah, well,
Quite how I remember it.
it wasn't exactly.
You heard what he said.
He's
That's
gonna,
not how I remember
Oh
it.
no, it's gonna get worse.
Oh no.
The ambulance is 2 minutes away!
I need to amputate his hand. There's no time.
So we know for sure they knew the ambulance was coming. The lights are there.
You hear it.
It could be a vasospasm!
What is a vasospasm?
I mentioned veins don't have muscular walls. Arteries do. They can spasm and it can mimic a blockage. So if there was a spasm, that's good because it's stopping blood flow.
At base, it sounds like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The course of treatment is you put a tourniquet and get them to the hospital.
Exactly.
Sure! Are you sure?
This is
What
it.
it-
Gnawing away.
He has to settle.
The fact
Yes.
that he only is settling for $300,000
Yeah.
for doing this ridiculous thing is wild.
He should count his lucky stars.
Look, and I'm not saying that amputation would have ultimately been the outcome. It's possible that could have happened. When they got to the hospital, they could have said, based on the amount of blood loss, based on the fact that the tourniquet was on too long, the arm is not
Right.
salvageable, we need to amputate. Could be totally reasonable.
Yeah.
But doing it in the field?
You have to talk him into accepting the settlement.
No, it doesn't change the underlying merits.
It changes the testimony. It changes our testimony.
Changes the merits too.
Yeah.
I don't think any layperson would think, oh, we need to do a field amputation when there's a tourniquet on.
It makes no sense.
His view of the accident is almost exactly what their expert. What are you doing?
I'll talk to Dr. Park and counsel
No,
him.
I mean to my books.
I straighten one? Or two?
Listen to me.
Why would you be mad about that?
Yeah, you hired this person. You know what they're dealing
She
with.
works out of a closet with, I believe that there was some plastic on the walls.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know this person has some sort of condition and you're okay with it. And she did the most benign thing ever, like move a book.
Yeah.
Taking this case to trial with that client and you as counsel is
Fix this or bad things will
a
happen.
terrible idea. You cannot win a case if the jury doesn't like you.
Jury doesn't like you.
Fix this or bad things will happen.
Has she ever tried a case
Fix this or
before?
bad things will happen.
Why this is now venturing into obsessive compulsive disorder is because it's now preventing her from doing her life's work. So now it's become a disorder versus she just has obsessions every now and then about a situation.
You can't control yourself in my office. How are you going to control yourself in court?
These are pretty benign
Yeah.
rituals and tics.
She's like talking it up as if she's throwing books around. the
Yeah.
office.
I mean, if she needs to tap on the table, that's a totally reasonable thing to do. You can
Totally
make
reasonable.
accommodations for that. I actually don't think that would hinder her ability to be a lawyer.
Yeah, I don't think so at all.
Texas v. Marquez.
What?
I mean, this is a trope that TV shows love to do, that good lawyers just
Remember a
know the case. That's not a thing, other than, very famous
Hallmark
Supreme-
cases.
Yeah,
Yeah, landmark cases, probably
A
better
case
term.
from the Supreme Court that has wide-ranging
Yeah.
constitutional
Roe,
effects.
Roe Wade.
Exactly.
As an example.
Exactly. Nowadays, all of the research is done online.
Yeah.
So the books are just there because you bought them 30 years ago, and it's more
And it's
expensive.
decorative,
Yeah, and it looks good. Not that I would ever put books behind me in a studio or set for aesthetic purposes. No, my books I use all the time.
Caught entering his high school carrying a Swiss Army knife. He was charged with being on school property with a weapon, but they set up the metal detectors outside the front door.
So in a different state, in a different court system,
In a federal-
completely different facts, there was litigation over the question of are you on the premises or not.
Correct.
And it doesn't even matter in this case. Like
does-
that's not really the standard for Good Samaritan.
Well, is she even talking about Good Samaritan? It feels like she's talking about something else.
So I think what they're saying is
That it's a scene of an emergency, not an actual emergency
whether it's a
room.
scene of an emergency or not.
The case was dismissed.
Interesting.
Is it?
Different state,
Oh
different
my
court,
God!
different.
She's getting sauced at like 3:00 in the afternoon.
And she's saying different state. At least she picked that up.
I don't think I can convince a judge that is.
Let me try.
Well, maybe drink a few more and then you.
Stop.
I'm about to test the lactate level.
What
in
the
Boston.
hell
This
is
will prove
that?
definitively.
Whose hand is that?
It's his hand.
Surely that's not the victim's hand.
He said he's testing the lactate level, which tells us, I guess, representatively how long the hand is experiencing ischemia.
Why?
How did he get the hand?
How did he get the hand?
Did they store the hand?
Yeah. If you're rendering care to someone at the side of the road and then they're whisked away,
You don't keep the hand.
you don't keep the hand.
Well, what do you do with the hand?
Surely it's not the doctor's call to do anything with that hand, right?
I think this is now a criminal case because he's like keeping a piece of the body that he shouldn't have kept.
So it's conversion. He stole the hand.
No, this will tell you nothing.
Medically, it will.
No.
Legally, morally, this will tell you nothing.
This test will tell me the truth.
Okay, I think she's correct. Legally, this would tell them nothing.
And I think medically as well. In fact, it might be unethical in a lot of ways.
If you don't have consent to the victim, surely
Because technically that's still not his hand. Just because he cut it off doesn't make it his.
Was that a laugh?
It was a scoff.
Why would you scoff at the truth?
What truth?
There's only one.
There's a single correct answer to any question, but there are a lot of questions. You're asking what was the right thing to do then, given what you know now, which is a stupid question.
She has no issues with her OCD at the moment for reasons, I guess.
Temporary, I guess? Or maybe the medication's on today. You never know. Could be a good day.
She was drinking a whole bunch of scotch with the partner.
With the partners, yeah.
But whatever that test says, we have to share it with the other side. If it goes the way you want, we will definitely win your case. If it goes the other way, we will definitely lose your case. But neither result will tell you if you did the right thing given what you knew at the time.
First of all, why is he doing it?
Yeah,
Does
no,
he have to share it?
He should absolutely not be doing this at most. And if somehow you were able to get a hold of the hand, you would want an expert in whatever relevant field is applicable here to
like
run
pathology
tests.
or something.
Yeah, to run tests on this hand.
Yeah, because the level of bias creeping in is
100%.
astronomical.
He could say it proves him completely innocent, non-liable.
It's like having a criminal run his own fingerprints.
Yeah.
Like, right, it's the equivalent. Like, oh, what do you mean it's not my fingerprint? I checked.
Yeah, I'm an expert in fingerprints.
Do you believe in that test more than you believe in me?
I don't believe in either.
Yeah. You referenced some case about a Swiss Army knife.
Why?
That's a good question.
Why do you have so much confidence in me? I'm a lawyer with OCD.
Sometimes.
I work out of a closet. I was late to the only meeting you had with me. Why do you trust me more than the test?
The test doesn't care.
I've never seen someone try and persuade someone to not